Hey guys, Mike Courier here for your Bridge City Fight Shop Technique of the Week. This week we're back with Bryan Marugg from Impact Training Center. He's got some really cool stuff from NoGi to show us, so check it out.
So this is just going to be like a simple pass off the reverse de la Riva. So when I come up here and either his hands are here, his knee can be in here, doesn't really matter. A lot of times what I actually find is like the frames will come up. So I hit these frames. In NoGi, I'm usually just going to have my hand on the hip and the knee here. I'm just going to create some space with my chest, and I want to have my knee clear his knee, or his shin. So I'm going to push away, I'm going to have my knee so I can clear and I can cut down. And then right there, I just want to close into his hip. So as I shoot my knee underneath his butt, I'm going to close up his hips. My goal when I pass, pretty much any guard pass, is when I land on the side I'm going for, is I want his knees facing away from me. And the reason why I want to do that is because then he's got two options. He can either turn away and I can start to take his back, or he's got to turn back in. And then if he starts to turn back in, like right here, he's got a lot of room to go before he catches his edge and can start to retrieve his guard. So it's a lot higher percentage on landing your pass if you get your partner's knees to face away from you when you land on your cross sides. Then from right here, I'm just going to sit to my hip. Usually I'm running into these frames. They're annoying, so I can't go through the frames because that's what they're meant to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of like lock onto them as best as I can, make sure that I stick my cross sides. For this hand right here, I'm just going to push my stomach out. I'm going to grab his wrist like this. Okay, so I'm going to grab that wrist. I'm just going to pin it down to the floor, which is oddly controlling. Okay, so I'm just going to pin it from right there. Slide my knee across to pin it. I'm going to hug up under his head. And I'm going to gable grip. So I want to gable grip. I lean a lot of pressure in right here. So when I lean my pressure in, I'm going to windshield wiper my other leg here to trap his arm. Now we're in setup, perfect setup to go for that little triangle. So from right here, he's framing up on my neck here. I'm going to lean my pressure in. And I'm going to elevate his head. So I'm going to elevate his head right here. Now here's the trick. When I have to sit all the way onto my left butt cheek here, okay, because if I sit like this, it's not going to work. Okay, so I have to fall all the way to my side, like this. I have to really sell him on. Right there, what that's going to do is that now he's going to want to turn into me. When he turns in, I throw my other leg over here to lock my triangle. Nice thing is I still have this arm. So if he came all the way up into me, I could lock on to a normal triangle. We go back. I think that was under there. So from right here, I decided I have control of that arm. All I have to do is hip switch the other way to get a reverse triangle. Because a lot of times, when they recognize that you're going for the triangle, they're not going to continue to come up into your guard. That'd be silly. They're going to try to turn away from you. So I grab onto that tricep right there, hip switch, grab my shin. Now I have a reverse triangle right there. Anything else on that?
No, this is cool. I think this is a good way to take your gi passing and kind of blend it with the speed of NoGi, right? I think that I think that more often than not, your casting has to be a little faster in NoGi, but your details are all the same. Your details are great there, and you're able to get to pit stops, right?
Yes,
the same stops you would get to.
And that's the key, especially with this. I mean, the same thought process does go for gi, exactly like what you're saying, but your thought, because NoGi is so much more, you're so much less attached, that so if you're thinking about the concept of like which way you want your partner's face or their knees facing you as you pass is really important. Because again, like let's say I pass this way, and I do a beautiful cross knee pass, whatever. And he's got a shin shield up, he's doing his job, he's got his frames in here, and I decide to continue my pass to be right here. He's already on his edge, which is like day one jiu-jitsu. What do they say? You're on your back. Okay, catch your edge, shrimp, retrieve your guard. So if I pass when he's got his edge, he's already halfway to getting his guard back. So and then he slides that knee back through. Everyone's felt this whole deal. So if I can go and pass the guard, you know, any pass you want. But if I can redirect his knee and then go into him here, I go to kill the hips first. Why do I want to kill the hips? Because I want to get those knees facing away from me. And right there, it doesn't matter what's going on with his lower body at this time, he has two options. He can turn away, and we can start looking for the back, or by the time he turns in, now he's flat back, so he hasn't caught his edge yet. I can find that time to sit to my hip and then control my cross sides. But the bad thing is, now you're hitting these frames, which is the pain in the butt. That's why if we can get to this wrist and get into this like top crucifix position, it leaves you with a lot of controlling options. Like Mike said, when I do pin this side, and I go to here, and I hug up on the head, he doesn't have a lot of options. It's kind of hard to move from right here. So I have a lot of cool options that I can do, and I can also take a second to breathe and, you know, think about what options I'm going to be presented with by however they end up defending it. But yeah, you definitely want to set yourself up in as many positions as you're passing, or even looking for anything, to have like A/B options. Because once you know those, you know, if I pass, you have A, run away, or you have B, turn in. So then you already know which path that they're going to take. So when they take it, you can capitalize on it as quick as you can.
And I really feel like you effectively are using gi grips. Yeah. Only you're using your body to manipulate mine in the same manner.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, normally you'd have a pant grip there, and you get the body twisted.
Totally. Collar, knee, or hip and knee, totally. I'd be locking on something.
So the body mechanics is the same. Whether it's a gi or a no gi, it's how you use your body when you don't have the grips that really makes the big difference.
Totally.
And all these things are still the same, as long as you're able to think a little bit outside the box and understand how you can use your body to do it.
Totally, yeah.
Cool, guys. We're back here next week, every Monday at 5 p.m. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, perfect. And then that other side.